start, but really, the truth of the matter is that G2, they need to be ending this half with a lead.
Yeah, absolutely true. I feel like the beginning of this first half, it didn't look good at all. They were 5-2 down, but now managing to scrape some rounds together, actually breaking the economy of Astralis as well. They're looking like they're in much better shape. It's the CT side that have been letting them down as of late, but starting to come together now, that's for sure. Need to have this one as a clean round, though, Alex. They need, like, 4 players to survive this at least, considering what they're up against. 3 Glocks, a CZ and a Deagle, only 1 player of armor, and there's no grenades to speak of. Guaranteed first frag, maybe even a second here as well, but Magisk, of course, absolutely rails Hunter. There's no weapon to pick up just yet, but they have started to get under their skin somewhat.
dupreeh bouncing around with a knife and a Glock. But that one Desert Eagle from Magisk, it worked, and Jax has had no issues handling the rest of this task. Another body dropped. This will be 3 in a row for G2 as they're going to start to find that equalizer. Neat and tidy from Jax. Does catch a bullet to the dome, but he's down to 9. Teammates should be able to do the rest, not if dupreeh finds the body shot, though. And so now with 2 down, considering the amount Astralis have invested into this, they are not going to have any complaints. Yeah,
it was just 1 Deagle, 1 CZ, remember. Now they've got themselves 2 kills and maybe a couple more to find. 50 seconds remaining. Bomb currently at the T steps. We have 1 player making his way towards Ivy. That's going to be dupreeh. Amanek with the responsibility of that position. Should be able to find the kill, no problem. But as I say that, it's a remarkable clothesline there from dupreeh. Crosshair poised towards the end of the Ivy position. Now it's a 2-on-2. With the open play as well, that actually increases their chances here. HP and armor no longer a factor.
It's really going to come down to Nexa from backtracks. Kenny using his AWP so quick on the trigger device. Might be able to get this bomb down. That's something. Some extra cash into the Astralis bank accounts if this round does not go his way, which it certainly doesn't look like it will. And Nexa finally keeping things under control. I thought Kenny hit something ridiculous there.
Well, he did. That first shot he got was pretty nuts, to be honest with you. The quick scope just looked so precise as well. No doubt in his mind he's going to nail that shot as we tie things up at 5-5. But that was pretty much the full eco from Astralis there. So the fact it comes down to a 2-on-1, the bomb planted as well, they'll be very happy with that. Here's the shot from dupreeh. It looked like it was done for. 30 HP. Player swinging on him as well. 1 bullet, that's all that's required. This is the quick scope coming through. This was sick.
Jesus Christ, Kenny.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's on his way alongside JW. We're getting some of the AWPing legends back to legendary form.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, we went the full distance on the previous 2 maps. 16-13 on Dust 2. Overtime on the 2nd of Inferno. And here we are. Train as the great decider. Looking good for Astralis with 5 rounds already on their T side, but very early days here. Trying to focus towards a pop dog right now. And as we look at G2, they're actually claiming map territory. Pushing in towards T-spawn. Lovely stuff. May just didn't see it coming. He was actually lining up a flashbang for his teammates there. They're going to have to be pushed towards inside. Glaive will pull one back. Next repositioning.
He has to get this clean and tidy in just in the nick of time. He does manage to keep things relatively level. However, this round looks like it's about to get a whole lot more difficult. Kenny, an AWP for the retake. Amanek and AK. Kit's present on both. But you know how Astralis will play these post plants. They will make you work so hard. Close that gap. Favorable fights the whole way. At the moment, relatively stationary. Timing's perfect as Zipex ensures this round goes the way of the Danes. A whole lot of information gathered from the Jiggle Peak, and now Kenny just looking to keep hold of his weapon.
Yeah, doesn't really stand a chance here, I'm afraid. He'll get a nice shot towards Device, but at this point it's just about self-preservation. Can he take the AWP into the next round? Money is starting to run very thin indeed. Oh, it looks like he might be in trouble here, but there is enough time to get away. But players all around him. Glaive waiting towards a connector. Good communication overall. 6-5. Astralis will edge the lead once more. Lost bonus is not there at all. It's at the very bottom of the barrel. Hunter with $1,400 and nothing purchased here. So once again, it's either a full investment or a full eco. I'd say we'll be leaning towards the latter at this point.
We saw what Astralis could do. With, I think, what was it? You said a CZ and a Deagle.
Yeah.
$1,200 invested, and, well, they managed to get a bomb plant and a 2v2 out of that.
Well, it's 1 Deagle so far in the hands of Jax. No one else can really justify much. They can maybe go 8 cheese, like 4 of those maybe. To
a gimmick kill and a rifle, yeah.
That's about as exciting as he gets, or stack inside maybe. 1 flashbang, maybe going to push in towards main entrance, or push Ivy. as a group, we'll see which way they're inclined. The flashes suggest they're going to try and do something relatively quickly at the start of the round. I would say flashing main entrance getting stuck in would be the best protocol, but we'll see. Round 12 does not look good for G2 whatsoever. So 5 towards outside. So yeah, so it'll either be main entrance or Ivy. It's Jax with the flashbang. Throws one towards main entrance here, and they'll be pushing towards Ivy as well.
Aggressive AWPing from Device. There is, however, one kink in this, and that's if Amanek catches Glaive fast. Going to be the case, and so this round should be an open and shut case. Jax does manage to keep things a little awkward. The recovered rifle, however, does not have any chance to do damage. Dupree out on towards E-Box, and he's demanding respect. Will be hunted down eventually. That's actually going to be 2 taps from Hunter's USP to at least make this relatively clean. And the silenced USP from Nexa does good damage, brings Glaive down to a respectable and manageable amount. 3 smokes from Astralis. They take no chances here, even though they know up against the essential eco. They want to ensure that bomb can go down uncontested. Magisk eventually catching Nexa off, and they know where he was. Hunter, of course, tapping into Device, took the AWP away from him, but won't be able to pick up the weapon itself. Instead, he's just having a walk. Maybe there's an AK there. That could be it. And an extra frag. Maybe another extra frag! Hunter on for the double kill, looking for Dupree. Will hold the line, but good damage inflicted with nothing invested. This is becoming somewhat of a trend here, Henry.
Yeah, that was actually pretty impressive there from Hunter. Made things very uncomfortable indeed towards the end there. But still, Astralis win the round. They're 7-5 out from their T-side of train here in the third and final map. Money is okay for G2. They've got about $4,500 per player. That means no AWP. So look out for something a bit more active at the start of these rounds. We talked about this before in Inferno, when you have our SMGs or a lack of a sniper rifle, trying to get map territory at the start, like main entrance or pushing towards Ivy, can be very viable. Just to shut down any sort of full execution or default, you're trying to cause a bit of a ruckus at the start of the round with this sort of buy, especially with no scopes and even the form of an AUG.
So force it to be chaos and mid-roundy as opposed to an Astralis.
There'll be some sort of
work.
objective instead of just sitting right back at this point. I don't think we'll see a classic crossfire setup with just rifles, especially with a FAMAS there as well. I'd like to see them maybe probe towards Ivy, see if they can catch Device out, but it's a very common move, and Astralis will know the money's low at this stage as well. And the fact we've had a bit of a timeout here, they might just be changing the pace up. They didn't try to go full-on inside play at this point, just change things up completely.
Interestingly enough, Jax actually has the highest ADR in the server right now. It really is a great series from him. Started it oh so strong on our first map, which is how, of course, we found ourselves here in the third, G2.
So you can see 2 players are lower round for the CTs. This is their objective now. Just trying to get a quick pick on this side of the map if possible. Player towards upper as well. They're going to try and get 1 and fall back, hopefully cleanly. They know they're up against it here. They have to fight for a kill.
Before they can piece it together, they were going to do it quiet, though. That's the benefit. If they don't throw utility, they may have backs turned. But this is Astralis we're talking about, and Zipex, he will keep an eye on it. Timing everything, he goes around, and that's first blood. That's what they wanted. Will they fall back successfully? Even more than that, Kenny, he lingers and is rewarded for it. 1 back in response from Dupree, out towards Olof. Jack's trying to fake the rotate, see if he can keep Magisk's gaze elsewhere. The molly, however, will keep him at bay, enables them to focus their attention elsewhere, even getting himself into heaven. I'm not sure Hunter's going to